So I suppose the most important thing right off the top is the idea that we are drawn to this, we are averse to that, but what's doing the pushing and pulling? So with my background and my personality, I was rather comprehensively fact-based, but being fact-based, I saw that sometimes, well, I could call it, I sometimes took off on a tangent, but it wasn't really a tangent, it was more like just taking off on a direction that didn't seem to have any logical or practical, or didn't seem to have any base in whatever reality was evident. So that, it seemed to me, was evidence that I was being moved by something that was not logically or even reasonably connected to my train of thought. Now, it might be connected to my train of thought in some way that was contingent, in the sense of being causally connected, but that doesn't mean it was reasonable. It doesn't mean that there was a reasonable, factual, logical connection. There was a reason, yes, in the sense of there being a cause, yes, but that cause wasn't particularly self-evident, and that's what caught my attention. I could think my way through something, in which case, step by step, I was logically, reasonably stacking up facts and destroying facts and testing theories and all of that. I was being, thoughtful and mindful and self-aware and all that good stuff. But then sometimes I would be twitched or tweaked or pushed or pulled or shoved or leaned over. And that's when I started getting into biases, predispositions, preferences, all of that stuff, which really got me intrigued. But I stayed with the former path in that I pursued the idea of fact-based opinions, and I realized that I included those two, fact-based, on the one hand the objective quasi, and on the other hand the opinions, because we, all of us, have biases and preferences and predispositions and all of that stuff. So there was the personal, the subjective aspect of leaning, of inclination, of conclusion, of decision making, of choicing, and that's what I was looking into. So I came up with this system, I thought, where using discourse methods, yes, Habermas from the Frankfurt School, using discourse ethics, we could factor in that the other person had values and concerns, and we could actually, perhaps compute is a little too hard-edged, we could actually calculate the weighting of those preferences and biases and predispositions along with the more objective reality. So they were fact-based opinions. And I'm pretty much at a loss for what I was going to talk about, so I think I will end this one here.